Today I will be remaking / redesigning a part for a tent. This is it broken. This is what they normally look like, and I had to take it apart to figure out what the heck I had to do, which are these two pieces. So I'm just going to remake those pieces because they were broken, as you can see. So I do what I normally do. I go into my tablet, I write a nice little title, dining tent hinge is what I called it, and this is before I took it apart, so I was trying to figure out what the heck pieces I had to make. So I found there was 4 main pieces aside from the spring, and I took it apart and figured out which one was which. And then I had to write out every single thing I needed to measure, and there was has a record-breaking number of things I had to try to figure out to measure. So in this cylinder, there's 3 little compartments. You can see A, B, and C. So I had to account for all that. This is the second part. There's a whole bunch of things, and there's also some nice little things because it's not properly shaped. Well, it's not properly shaped. It's just not shaped ideally. So I had to matrix a way to measure things. Anyway, now I'm just going to measure everything. This took a very long time. I took a very long break in between measuring things. And it's pretty self-explanatory. You can just figure out what's happening. I'm just measuring it using a thing, which I keep getting told the name to, but I keep forgetting, so we're just going to call it the thing. Anyway, I won't speak. Oh, there's my hair. Still measuring. I should probably cut some of this out. It's way too much measuring. No one really cares. Do you care? No. No one cares. You get the purpose. I'm just measuring it. You know what? It's fine. Anyway, okay. Now it's time to finally start sketching the shape. So I go into my Shaper 3D app on my tablet, iPad, and I'm just drawing the bird's eye view of the shape. Since there's, the thickness changes with different layers, that's what I'm just drawing here. I'm just going to extrude it different directions. This was the most... Oh, I forgot to measure the width. No, giggling. So yeah, I just did a bird's eye view, extrude everything upwards and downwards to the appropriate lengths. And this was not that difficult to make as opposed to my next one. And there we go. Boom. So the only 2 things I have to do left are I need to add the hole to it and round off the edges. So that's what I'm doing here, rounding off the edges. Rounded. And here I'm just, why is it like this? Is it stuttering? This is really bad editing, but I'm just going to leave it in because I'm lazy. And making the little hole door thing. There we go. There's the first piece. Woo. Okay, second piece. This one I'm doing the bird's eye view again of it on its side, and I'm going to do the bird's eye view of it sorry, from the top, and I'm just going to cut them together. So I'm just drawing off the shape with all my 20 bajillion measurements I took, trying to do this properly. And fun fact, when I printed this, it still wasn't perfect. We had to sand it down in some parts, which is fine because the plastic is really meltable, but what's the point of measuring if it doesn't even come out right? Nope. Okay. Not the point. I digress. Here I'm just adding the hook, which a thread thing ties onto, in case you were wondering. Oh god, this is the worst. Yeah. I decided to do this in 2 parts. The first part, because it changes shape 2/3 of the way up, so I'm just going to do the first part first, and then cut that out, and then figure out how to do the second part after. I'm also adding the bottom ridged piece to it, which is what I'm doing here. This was a weird piece because there's just so many different weird sections to it. Yep, and then I'm just going to flatten it out. There you go. That's the second piece. Now for this piece, as I said before, it's not, actually I didn't say this, but now when I say it, it's not rounded, it's more rectangular, so and I can't just draw the circle and subtract it. And then I also did in steps where I added the hook after. Here I'm just adding the holes to the piece and beveling it, and I'm adding the bottom hole here. And there's also a hollow piece on the inside, so that's what I'm just hollowing out here. It goes really, really deep. That's what she said. Oh my god. And here is I just wanted to check here if they fit together, which they did. And here's the final product. Well, the final drawing of the product. And here's the final product. Yeah, it turned out pretty well. These are the two pieces together. As you can see, they're supposed to like open and lock into place, which is part of the reason why it was so hard to figure out. Anyway, here you go. I hope you enjoyed. Yeah.